Hello, and welcome to Off the Rack. I'm Shelley Beyer, and this is part 7 of my story. The chapter where I began to move forward in a body that felt entirely new. Not just lighter, not just smaller, but freer and more me. Because for so long, I had been adapting to a body that didn't feel like mine. And now, I was finally stepping into the one I'd always imagined and learning to live inside it. Let me take you back. Before surgery, I had already lost about 30 pounds, and no one noticed because my breasts were still so large. They disguised everything. Then I had the reduction, and it was like someone turned the lights on. People started saying, "You look amazing. You've lost so much weight. You look so different." And the truth was, I hadn't just lost weight, I had been revealed, uncovered, seen, maybe for the first time. It was wild how much space my breasts had taken up, not just physically, but in how I was perceived. And once they were smaller, it was like the rest of me had finally had permission to be noticed. That came with a rush of emotion, relief, joy, and also a strange sense of disorientation. Because even though my body had changed, my mind was still catching up. I could wear things I never thought I'd wear. I could shop online, a luxury I never trusted before. I could buy bras on Amazon and they actually fit comfortably, easily, and even affordably. That still blows my mind. But the moment that really stopped me in my tracks was with my mom. We were visiting and she knew I needed clothes. Everything I owned was too big. And she started pulling things out of her closet. Dress clothes, pants, tops, things I never imagined would fit me. My mom has always been small and petite. I had spent a lifetime assuming we were just built differently, that her clothes belonged to a category I didn't fit into. And then I tried them on, and they fit. It was surreal, standing in her bedroom wearing her clothes, clothes that had once felt untouchable, and realizing this is my new body now. Not just smaller, but mine. Familiar, empowered, true. And yet my brain still hadn't caught up. I still reached for those larger sizes, still hesitated with every online order, still caught myself thinking, what if it doesn't fit? That's body dysmorphia, not in a dramatic way, but in a very real, very quiet way. When your body is still holding on to a version of you that doesn't exist anymore. And there's grief in that. Not sadness, but a soft kind of mourning for how long it took. How long I lived in a body that didn't feel like mine. How long I waited to feel this free. And then there's the mirror. Getting ready for a shower, I feel grateful. I love what I see. And sometimes I still notice the little things. One areola is smaller than the other. They're not quite symmetrical. And while I know it may even out or it may not, there's vulnerability in that. No one else will see it, but I do. It's a quiet reminder that even in confidence, there's room for tenderness. And that's okay. We can hold both. I look at my scars and they don't bother me at all. They're part of my story. They represent healing, relief, freedom. And honestly, I feel more beautiful now than I ever have. Not because I look like a model, not because everything is perfect, but because I'm not hiding anymore. I'm not shrinking. I'm not apologizing. I'm not trying to make myself invisible. I feel at home. And energetically, I'm just different. There's more light, more peace, more confidence in how I walk through the world and in what I say yes or no to. I'm not dimming myself anymore. I'm not afraid to take up space, not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually and energetically. And what's rising up in me now is this deep desire to share, not because I have it all figured out, but because I've lived it, because I've waited too long, and because someone else might be where I once was, quietly hoping for something more, but unsure how to start. So here I am, offering my story, holding space for yours, reminding you that it's not too late. It's not too late to feel good in your skin. Next week, I'll share part 8, the story of what my horse Sophie taught me about trust and patience and moving at the pace of healing. If you want to explore more stories and videos and podcast episodes, visit backwardshealth.com. That's where you'll find the full healing library. And until then, be gentle with your heart and kind to your body and willing to believe that you don't have to go back. You're here to move forward.